I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I went down to the Habitat for Humanity Restore yesterday. Never hurts to look, you know, they've got some good stuff. And I was thinking about buying a bathroom vanity. Now, you never know what's going to be there. You know, it's basically a flea market junk store. But occasionally, just occasionally, you get lucky. Well, they didn't have a vanity to fit anything that I needed. And their sinks obviously wouldn't go without a vanity, so I'm going to end up buying it new. Matter of fact, I already ordered it. Going to the Restore, it's kind of a thing where you think you're going to save some money, and I think I did. And I got something that's going to help on this project. Nah, maybe not. But still, it's a chainsaw. You never know what you can cut with a chainsaw. You can go through all kinds of things. I got some stuff to take out of the room. I wonder if it's going to work. First thing I need to do is get it cleaned up and put back together again. The chain came off. Not a big deal. It's a normal thing for a chainsaw to have the chain come off. Especially if it's been sitting in somebody's garage for a long time and nobody's monkeyed with it. Chain's looser than the dickens. I have a friend, Sam Dougherty. He can make a chainsaw do things that you wouldn't believe. Calls himself the starving Carvist. He does all kinds of tree trunks and big statuary out of wood. Really an artist with it. I'm nowhere near his capability with a chainsaw. But I'm thinking, with this little baby, it's electric. Got a lot more control. Also, it doesn't make quite as much noise. I'm going to be able to finesse that job today, no problem. So the first thing I needed to do is get the chain cover off and check out the chain, make sure the chain and bar and everything are all good. Probably have to clean out the oiler. Usually they're plugged up full of wood chips. People don't put oil in these things. It wears the bar out something fast. But I don't think this one ever got used that much because the bar is in amazingly good shape. This is a sprocket tip bar. That helps out a lot. It reduces the drag on the chain and makes it so that the saw doesn't have to spend as much effort just trying to get the chain around the bar. So you can get by with a littler motor and have better cutting action. Now somebody has filed this chain almost to the point of extinction. So I think probably it got used, but I don't think it got wore out. I think somebody used it and then it started to not work well and they probably just got another one. If the chain's too far gone, I'm just going to get another chain. But for today's project, it doesn't really matter as long as it'll do what I need to have it do. Now, safety first, make sure it's unplugged. Yeah, okay. That's cool. Oh, this might be metric. No, it's just 1/2 inch. That's good. Take off my price tag. It just went on the shelf the day before I picked it up. Yesterday was the 20th and this was labeled the 19th. Take this cover off. The nut and the lock washer. And that little tray along with the cover. There's the chain off. There's the bar off. Now one nice thing about getting an inexpensive tool at the Restore, you don't mind if you don't use it for what its intended purpose is. You just make it happen. Having some cleaner hanging these makes jobs go a lot quicker. Always try and keep a spray bottle down here in the shop. Can't keep it out in the garage. The darn stuff freezes up. But down here in the basement, doesn't seem to have any problem with freezing. And it makes it so that things clean up really, really nice. Especially this plastic stuff. You want to be careful using solvents on plastic. You never really know what's going to happen when you put some kind of a petroleum-based solvent on plastic. Might not be a problem at all and then again it might just dissolve on you. Maybe not the first time you do it, maybe not the 7th time you do it, but eventually something's going to go wrong. And if you need that thing that you're working on, having it destroyed by the process of cleaning it is upsetting, if nothing else. It can be downright depressing. Now this is a Toro electric chainsaw, called a heavy-duty electric chainsaw. I've had pretty good luck with Toro equipment. Now, I'm not going to disassemble this thing because I don't need to get inside of it to prove that it's going to work. And really cleaning it up before I plug it in isn't necessary either. But having it clean when you start working on it, that means that you can end up with a job that's not a huge mess and your hands get all crapped up. And just makes it better if you can have it clean when you start. Man, that's a long screw. There we go. That's got that off. Get all this junk out from underneath it. One of the advantages of cleaning is you find things, and I begin to understand why the chain was loose. This little screw here fits in behind this. And that little nut, this little nut, slides up and down in this adjustment. So if you tighten up the screw, you move this rod back and forth. But I think it got snug in there. Not exactly sure why. Maybe this part got beat on a little bit. Somebody didn't take care of things the way they should have. Ah, that little corner right there is cracked. So that would have made it so this didn't want to slide up and down the way it should. Also, the screw is missing. So I don't know if I have a screw to match that, but I certainly am going to look. And I noticed this little lock nut and washer laying there. And I don't know where that came from. It came off of this. Ah, I know. It was on the back side of this thing. That's what held this guard on. Always better to do this over the top of a bench so that little pieces fall off in places that you see them. If I'd been doing this out in the backyard, that would have been in the grass and gone, and I would have never found it. So I wonder if this little screw fits this thread here. Nope. It's much larger. Well, hopefully I've got a screw to fit it. Now I probably could go online and find a manual on this. But more than likely it's not going to tell me what that screw thread is. Might be better to just go over and look in the storeroom and see if I have a screw to match. Now I only have a few dozen to choose from. There's lots more screws in there, but probably most of them don't fit. Well, that one's close. Well, that's a beauty, but it's a little short. I'll have to see if it's long enough to do what I need. Fit that down in there. Well, I got quite a bit of travel on it. Let's slip the chain on and see what happens. Make sure I got it going in the right direction. This bar is kind of gummed up. I think I got to clean out the groove in the bar. Make sure the chain is engaged all the way and in the bar the way it should be. It's like things are kind of loose. Well, that clamps the bar down tight. The chain's just about right, actually. A little loose. Little loose. Had an old Clinton that all you did was loosen up the bolt and just keep tugging on it until the chain loosened up. I think my chain is worn because it tightens up and loosens up depending on where you are on the chain. Okay. That's got it fairly adjusted. It's not right, but it's close. I'm going to have to clean up the saw again because I've got it all messed up from grabbing that dirty chain. Whenever I find a missing part, pretty good chance that that was a problem with it. And sometimes that's the problem that makes it go away. Whoever had it before couldn't get it to run right, and it ends up at the Habitat Restore for $8. Okay. Put the guards back on because safety first. And I have fun with the safety people, you know. Safety Sallys or Safety Susies or whatever you want to call them. Safety Sillies. But it's a darn sight easier just to take care of yourself than trying to get patched up. Getting patched up slows down the whole process something tremendously. You have to spend time waiting for things to heal up so that you can put your gloves back on after you've cut your finger off. And it just takes time out of my day that I don't have time to spend on. If you don't have time to do it right, when are you going to have time to heal up afterwards? There we go. Give it its due and put things in where they're supposed to be, and things work a lot better. Okay, now we'll put the nut on the other side. That always sounds like an easy thing, doesn't it? We'll just put this nut on the other side. Yeah, okay. There, we got it. Snug right up. Okay. Well, I think it fires up and runs. Awfully noisy. Let's unplug this thing. Chain's about the right tension. Oh, I'm much happier with some oil on it. Okay, got chainsaw running. Now we got to follow safety first. Make sure I've got all the equipment on to keep me from getting injured. Now this job's going to generate a lot of dust. So I've got the dust collector set up. We'll put it up in the spot where we're going to need it, and we'll get started. Okay, I have the respirator on. I'm going to put on the rest of the safety equipment, but we're going to get started on this demo. As Chip Gaines says, demo day is my favorite. Safety first. Start the dust collector. And you thought I was just going to go ahead and scrape all this mastic off. Nope, we're taking out the plasterboard, dudes. You didn't really think I was going to use a chainsaw and plasterboard, did you? This is the right tool for it. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. And our subscription drive is kind of failing a little bit. We're dropping back down, so you new guys that are coming on to watch the rest of this video series, why not take a minute and click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring that bell too. That'll let you know when every video is coming up. We're on a schedule. Monday through Friday, 12 noon. Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. I'll see you here tomorrow. Thanks for watching.